Some of these later movies from the MCU seem to be going into this, everything has to be funny or everything has to be a joke. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I just saw Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. So this time around, we see Scott's dynamic now after the events of Endgame, and seeing Cassie basically all grown up now. It looks like he and Cassie and Hope and Hank and Janet are a nice little family now. He's found this new celebrity now post Endgame. He's been credited with saving the world, and so people recognize him on the street. It looks like he's going to premieres, and he's written a book, and we learn in the Miss Marvel TV show that he also has a podcast. So he's been living like this comfy life, and it looks like his daughter Cassie is kind of the rebellious one now. She's trying to fight the good fight, and she kind of challenges Scott about what he's doing now with his life. You know, okay, yeah, you may have saved the world then, what are you doing now? So we know that the Ant-Man movies, they're not like Endgame, Infinity War level type of storytelling. They're very entertaining, they're definitely funny, and Paul Rudd can do no wrong. I mean, look at this face. So I wasn't really expecting like some super great movie. Nothing like Spider-Man No Way Home or Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. But there were still things that I enjoyed about this movie. First of all, the CGI is amazing. I did like seeing the quantum realm and the scenery and some of the creatures that they created. Of course, they have a Star Wars-esque cantina scene, but the creatures that they had here were definitely a lot more creative in this. I definitely did like some of the creature designs. It was a lot of CGI, but I'm okay with that. Paul Rudd, he is just a gem. He is his funny, charming self, and he was great in this film. I do think we get a little more out of Paul Rudd as Ant-Man. He definitely did a lot more fighting in this one, and it seems they stretched his emotions just a little bit more. He wasn't just always funny. It felt like he really did have something to lose, more than he did in the first film. I think the main thing you'll probably hear regarding this movie is Jonathan Majors' portrayal of Kang. Jonathan Majors is an amazing actor. If you haven't seen him in Lovecraft Country, you are truly missing out. He is a phenomenal actor, and he actually has a bunch of projects coming out in a short time span, just within the next few months. And he definitely delivered in this role as Kang. I think he was great in the Loki series when we were first introduced to him in this personality, and in this one, he's a somewhat different personality. He's going to be playing all the different variants of Kang. He is just a chameleon when it comes to portraying different versions of himself. I did enjoy Michael Douglas as Hank in this one a lot more than I did, especially in the second Ant-Man. I feel like he did a whole lot more in this, and he was pretty cool in this. My favorite scene with him is at the end when he brings all the ants for the fight, and he just comes strolling up like he was the king of the walk. I was definitely glad that they gave him more to do in this one. But this will help me transition into some of the things I didn't like. I do think they could have taken out at least 20 to 30 minutes of the film. It's only about 2 hours, which isn't really that long. I love watching movies that are at least 2 hours or more if it's a really good story. But I feel like they did a lot of setup that wasn't necessarily needed. I also feel like they took a little too long for Kang to appear on screen. We just had a lot of setup before we even got to Kang. I also didn't like how they took so long for Janet Van Dyne to explain what was going on and what the quantum realm was really like and her interactions with Kang. I felt like they dragged that out way too long, and they definitely could have cut out a lot of those scenes. Another thing that I strongly dislike, I feel like they were trying way too hard with the jokes. Some of these later movies from the MCU seem to be going into this, everything has to be funny or everything has to be a joke. It's not necessary. Paul Rudd is great comic relief, and he should be the only one in the film who's the comic relief. You can't have every single actor be the comic relief. It just doesn't work. It doesn't make sense. And I feel like they tried to give every single character a funny line, and it wasn't necessary. I do kind of miss his serious crew from the first film. They were great together, the four of them being the funny ones, while everyone else was more serious. But in this one, it seemed like every single actor had to have a funny line, even the villains. Although I don't remember any funny lines from Kang, not necessarily. It was kind of like with Thor Love and Thunder, it was just so many jokes that we did not need, especially when there were serious situations going on. And this one's just a personal thing for me. I'm not sure how I feel about the new Cassie. As I said in my reaction to the trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp, Cassie was recasted, but I'm not sure how I feel about her. She was okay in the role. There was nothing bad about her role, but I think I do prefer the original Cassie from the Endgame movie. Besides that, like I said, Paul Rudd is a gem, and Jonathan Majors is great as Kang. I will watch the film strictly for those two performances. So guys, you can check out Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania in theaters now, and look out for more videos I may have, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye guys.